Hey everybody, John Granado and Lancezerlin from the bench. Mornings on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. If you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button right now. Let's go. Subscribe and you'll get all the information you need here on Sports Map Houston. Hey, there's been a lot of chatter lately about Carlos Correa, Lance. Carlos says there hasn't been any extension talks, and he said if it's not done by the spring, he doesn't want to take it into the regular season. Now, James Click says they want to meet face-to-face this spring, wants to get a deal done. I don't know if he's like Jeff Luhnow. Luhnow got a deal done with Verlander with seconds to go, but if he's anything like Luhnow, that is going to be the case. What are the odds that the Astros and Carlos Correa get a deal done this spring?
I think the odds are good. I think you know right now that you got Brantley back for a couple more years, which is good. I mean, to me, that was a huge re-addition, especially with Jordan coming back. You got a bigger, stronger Tucker this year. We'll see, how that pans out. Bigger, stronger Bregman. We'll see how that pans out. But Carlos Correa had a moment in the postseason, and defensively, offensively, from a leadership standpoint, you could really feel his leadership on that baseball team. And I think the Astros probably realize, look, it's a little speculative because Carlos Correa has had injury issues, and so you have to balance that out, and you have to take a look at how many of those were bad luck and how many could be is this going to be a chronic issue with him? So it's a bit of a gamble based on the injury history, based on the play history, John. But if you can get a deal done now, you're talking about Altuve for the near future, Bregman, Tucker, Carlos Correa. It really Jordan. It really does extend that window for the Astros, who have a suddenly young pitching staff. Previously they were very old. Now they're a young staff. And I think it would be good if the price is right. Now, the question I'm going to throw back on you is, will Carlos Correa's agency, who's new in the sports game, William Morris, are they going to take a quote-unquote fair deal for the team, or are they going to be too hard to deal with?
I think it's a game of chicken. That's what I think it is. I think that they're taking a real risk, because if Carlos comes up with another 700 OPS this season, over 162 games, or let's say Carlos misses 50 games again, Carlos out there on the free market or even with the Houston Astros is not as valuable as Carlos Correa is right now. Carlos Correa is coming off that postseason run that was excellent. The organization loves him. The organization is proud of him, the way that he handled the scandal. But this organization also knows the value of Carlos Correa. Let's not forget his first arbitration year. They went to arbitration over $750,000. You don't do that with a cornerstone player. He was asking for $5 million. They said $4,250,000, and they actually went to arbitration over $750,000. That's unheard of with a guy that has Carlos's kind of name and that you think is a cornerstone. So I don't think this organization is really going to budge on a huge deal. And yet you're right. That his agency has got to prove that they know what they're doing with athletes so that they get more athletes. So this is important. This is really important for both sides.
Well, I think the Tatis deal, Carlos is not Fernando Tatis Jr. If anything, Tatis is what we thought Carlos Correa was going to be when he first came into the league. The same body type, but Tatis has that power. He legitimately has all five tools. But if you are the agent for Carlos Correa, you're going to look at that deal, length of deal, total money, however you want to get through it, and you're going to say, we can't do a deal that is well below that number for Tatis. I think 20 is the starting point. And I don't think you find $20 million a year based on all the data that you have on Carlos Correa, and you look at everything out there from from games played to how he's hit to OPS, all that. He is a $20 million defensive player, if you wanted to throw that out. Mm-hmm. He's an elite defensive talent. I think $20 million is the starting point, though, for his agency, because they're not going to take a guy at the same exact position and do a deal that's going to be used against them by other agents.
Right, but another thing that's working into this whole thing is how many free agents. There are some great shortstops that are out there this offseason. Corey Seager, all rated above Carlos Correa right now. Trevor Story, Francisco Lindor, and on and on and on. So you're playing again. This is a game of chicken for this sports or this agency. They could say no, we're not doing it, and if they can't get this done, Carlos is possibly a goner. But if he is a goner, he's out there on a market that's a glut. There's a glut of great shortstops out there. We'll see whether or not they're playing chicken the right way.